Today we're going to be working on the forward fishtail. I'm going to show you how it differs from the reverse fishtail, which is what most people usually learn first, and also why it's important. So the staff itself will be in the native side wheel plane of my body, so that the ends are making their circles, staying on the same side, front side wall plane and back side wall plane. How is it different from a reverse fishtail? Imagine while you're holding it over here on your right side wheel plane that you're trying to row a boat so that it goes forward. The motion that you would be making to make that happen. That's a forward fishtail. Now imagine that you were trying to row the boat backwards. That would be how a reverse fishtail feels. We want it to be there as opposed to the staff being in wall plane and it coming around the sides of our body. When you do it this way, you'll find yourself having to duck out of the way of the staff and it doesn't lead well into transitions. In order to learn this move, we're going to do 2 releases. The pinky side release, my hand is just to the outside of the center line on the pinky side of my hand. My palm is facing down. The staff is at shoulder height and in line with my arm, both vertically and horizontally. It's as though there was a wall 3 inches behind me and I'm trying to keep the staff between myself and that wall. In my right hand, from my perspective looking back, the staff is going to go counterclockwise until it can overbalance onto the back side, pinky side wrist bone. And it actually is going to be rotating on this area where the pinky and the hand meet, just on the outside edge. Once we feel it rotate over, we have to wait for the left end to be lower than the right end. We're going to flex our wrist at this point, and it's going to make contact right where the thumb meets the hand on the thumb side wrist lock, and then we're going to swoop down and forward before moving up and back. The hand path for this motion is as though we had released over it, so the pinky side is the side that's up towards the sky. Then we swoop down and forward. And when we're coming up and back, though, we have to flex our wrist the opposite direction so that the palm of your hand is coming closer to your wrist before we go back in order to get it in position. When you're doing a reverse fishtail, you generally keep all 4 fingers pointed towards the sky, and it's the wrist flex where the back of your hand is getting closer to your wrist. But in this instance, on the way back, you're having to lead with your pinky side in order to make it be in the right position for this catch. The second release from the thumb side starts with the center line just to the inside of where our thumb meets our hand. From my perspective, I'm watching the staff go clockwise until it's at an angle that the left side is higher than the right, and I'm flexing my wrist to catch it on the back of my wrist. That's when I swoop down and back through this figure 8 motion that we've been working on as our hand path. Now, by flexing my palm of my hand more towards the wrist, I can get the pinky side of my hand underneath the staff to overbalance it for the trip back forward. And the trick is to just practice one side, then the other side, until you get it. As always, we should do this in both directions. So quickly, on the left side, our arms at shoulder height. The center line is just to the inside of the pinky side of our hand. We're going to rotate up and over so that the leading wick is heading down on our way forward. Flexing our wrist, catching it on the thumb side of our hand. We're going to start this figure 8 motion that we've been working with. Only really worrying about getting it to the front. In the second half, your left hand is in line with your shoulder. Rotate over your thumb side, bringing your arm down and back. Flexing your wrist in that opposite direction, leading with the pinky side so that the pinky side of your hand is what catches the staff. It's important to learn a forward fishtail for all your turning transitions. If you're doing things like a halo or an angel roll, the natural path that the staff wants to take at the end is the forward fishtail. So check out those videos for some new combos and variations.